Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Sunday, December 5, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Tampa Bay Buccaneers vs Atlanta Falcons. Tampa Bay is first in the league in points per game. Brady is second in passing yards and first in passing TDs in the league. Mike Evans is tied for first in receiving TDs in the league. He has 50 catches for 695 receiving yards and 10 receiving TDs. Chris Godwin has 67 catches for 806 receiving yards and 5 receiving TDs. Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Brown have missed significant time this season. They both have 4 receiving TDs. Leonard Fournette had 4 total TDs last week. He has been contributing in the run game and as a pass catcher. Tampa's defense is number 1 in rushing yards allowed per game, and they are tied for 4th in interceptions. They rank 16th in points per game allowed, and they rank top 10 in sacks per game. Tampa has struggled recently on defense. They have allowed 29 points or more in 3 out of the last 4 games, but they are still a good defense overall. Our first betting advice is to pick Tampa Bay Buccaneers -11. The offensive line is also banged up after being healthy all year. Guard Ali Marpet is questionable with an abdominal injury. Aaron Stinney took Marpet's position in the starting O-line, but went out with a knee injury last week is questionable. That means the Buccaneers could be down to their 3rd string guard versus the Falcons. Meanwhile, Antonio Brown is suspended 3 games without pay for violating COVID-19 protocols, according to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network. Brown and 2 other players misrepresented their vaccination status, prompting the suspension. On defense, Tampa Bay has given up 23 points per game, which ranks in the bottom half in the NFL. The Buccaneers lead the NFL in rush defense, limiting opponents to 81 rushing yards per game. Led by linebackers Lavonte David and Devin White, the Buccaneers' front 7 will have to bring pressure, while the secondary gets back to full health. Our second betting advice is to pick over 50. New York Giants vs Miami Dolphins. The defense of the New York Giants has been playing decently well so far this season, as they are giving up 23 points per game. In their previous game against the Philadelphia Eagles, they gave up 7 points on 332 total yards of offense, 124 passing, 208 rushing. The Eagles struggled to move the ball as he went 4 of 11 on 3rd down tries and failed to convert on either of their 4th down opportunities. If the defense can play at this level consistently, it will be a great spot for the Giants. Our first betting advice is to pick Miami Dolphins -6. After starting this season 1-7, the Dolphins have turned things around. There is still a lot of work to do, but with this game against the Giants and another home game against the Jets next week, Miami has a chance to get back into the playoff hunt entering the final 3 weeks of the season. They will end the season with games against the Saints, Titans, and Patriots, which will be tough, but Miami will be happy to have a purpose when they attempt to cross those bridges. But first, they have to take care of business on Sunday. Our second betting advice is to pick under 40.5. Quick reminder, BetUS is a platform that offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, BetUS allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join BetUS now using our link down below and get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on the sportsbook after you open an account and deposit using our link and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES. Los Angeles Chargers vs Cincinnati Bengals. With possession of the ball, Los Angeles is 14th in the NFL in points scored at 24.8 per game. The Chargers are 6th in the NFL in passing yardage at 280.8 yards per game and 22nd in rushing yards with an average of 103.0 yards per game. Overall, the Chargers are 8th in total offense at 383.8 yards per game. Justin Herbert has passed for 3230 yards with 24 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, while Austin Eckler has rushed for 640 yards with 7 touchdowns, and Keenan Allen has 81 receptions for 895 yards and 2 touchdowns. Our first betting advice is to pick Cincinnati -3. The Bengals are also number 13 offensively, averaging 355.5 yards per game. Quarterback Joe Burrow has completed 69.3% of his passes for 2,835 yards and 22 touchdowns. He has dealt with some similar turnover issues as Herbert, throwing 12 interceptions and getting sacked 30 times. Rookie wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase, who is in contention for the Rookie of the Year award, has caught a team-high 50 passes for 906 yards and 8 touchdowns. Running back Joe Mixon leads the rushing attack with 208 carries for 924 yards and 11 scores, averaging 4.4 yards per touch. He will be facing a Los Angeles defense that ranks dead last in the NFL against the run. The Chargers have allowed 31.3 points per game over their last 7 contests. Our second betting advice is to pick over 51. Arizona Cardinals vs Chicago Bears. Arizona is 5th in points scored with an average of 28.2 points per game, 9th in passing yardage with an average of 255.9 yards per game, and 10th in rushing yardage with an average of 123.0 yards per game. Overall, the Cardinals' offense is 10th in the NFL, averaging 378.9 yards per game. The Cardinals take good care of the ball as Arizona has turned it over 11 times, which is 4th best. Kyler Murphy has passed for 2,276 yards with 17 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, while James Conner has rushed for 555 yards and 12 touchdowns, and Christian Kirk has 628 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. Our first betting advice is to pick Arizona Cardinals -7.5. The Chicago defense is definitely the squad's greatest asset. Unfortunately, Khalil Mack is on the IR along with Danny Trevathan. The Bears rank 8th against the pass and aren't as good defending the run, tabbing 22nd in the league. Chicago is scoring an average of only 16.3 points, ranking them 29th in the NFL. They are conceding an average of 23.1 points, landing them 18th overall. Kyler Murray has missed the last 3 weeks with an ankle injury. The mobile QB is expected to play in this one, though he is listed as questionable. The 24-year-old is having a terrific season, registering 2,276 passing yards with a 17.7 TD-to-int ratio. Murray has connected on at least 65% of his passes in every game this season. Arizona will run more than pass. They feature a dangerous running game led by James Conner and Chase Edmonds. Conner has tallied 555 rushing yards, while Edmonds has 430 yards on an average of 5.7 yards per carry. Christian Kirk has cooled off a bit recently and leads the team with 628 yards. DeAndre Hopkins has missed the last few games with a hamstring injury and is expected to play. Arizona's offense is consistently producing all season, even in the absence of Murray. Our second betting advice is to pick under 46.5.